By the end of this video, when we complete our quest, okay, I need 2 more heart potions, haha, they're right here on the floor, how handy, and hand our quest back into our NPC. Thank you for the potions. Maybe I'll open a shop. Foreshadowing. When our dialogue closes, we'll get a reward. He gave me a heart potion and 2 coins. How exciting. Let's take a look. So we're going to want our NPC to give us a reward when we hand in our quest. If I go to my scripts folder and down to my NPC script, at the very bottom of our NPC script, we have our handle quest completion function. When we hand in our quest and we do handle quest completion, I want him to give us a reward. To know what reward we get for our quest, we're going to want to add this to our quest class to customize in our quest scriptable object. So on this quest class here, you can hold down Control and click on this to open up our quest script. I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom outside the brace and add a new system.serializable for our public class quest reward. Outside these braces again, I'm going to write a public enum called reward type, as we may want to get an item. Maybe we'll get some gold, some experience, level your character up, or maybe you get a custom reward, maybe it's a cutscene or something like that. We'll add these in now, so it's set up for future. But for this tutorial, we'll be having item rewards as we've got those set up. So let's add to our quest reward a public reward type, which we can call type, a public int for our reward ID, same as our objective ID. This would be like our item ID. Maybe it will be an experience type ID or a cutscene ID if it's your custom cutscene reward. Just something flexible so you know what we're giving. A public int for an amount. We'll set this to a default of 1, and that's all we'll leave in our quest reward for now. Back up the top of our quest script, we'll add a public list for our quest reward, which I'll call quest rewards. We'll make it a list in case you want multiple rewards for one quest. Maybe you get experience, gold, and an item. So cool with our quest reward details. Let's go set this up in our scriptable object in Unity. So back in Unity, in my assets folder, I have my collect potions quest. We will put these in folders, don't worry. I know it looks messy for now. But anyway, on our quest scriptable object, we can see our quest rewards down here. We can click the plus on this list to add a new element, open this up, and then pick our type. So is it going to be an item, gold, experience, or something custom? I'm going to keep it as an item for now. The reward ID. So what ID matches with your item ID? Let's say number 2, he gets a heart potion. And how many is he going to be given? Let's say he gives you back 5 heart potions. You can make it so it gives them multiple rewards. Let's say it gives him another item. We'll do it item number 1, which is our green potion. And we'll say he gives you 1 green potion back. Kind of weird you give him potions and he gives you potions back. In fact, let's make a new item prefab. So in my prefabs, I'm going to drag our item into the game and rename this coin. I'll scroll down and change our ID and I'll name it coin. Now all I have to do is change our icon. Since it's a coin, I'll drag in coin from our Ninja Adventure asset pack, which is inside Ninja Adventure items treasure. I'll drag it into our sprites folder and quickly set this up. Then on our coin item, I'll just drag in this icon into both image and sprite renderer. So in our game, we can now see we've got a coin item. I'll go back to my prefabs folder, drag our coin into our prefabs folder and make this a prefab variant. Cool, so now back on my assets, I'll go to my collect potion and I'll make the reward ID 99 and we'll say we get 5 coins. Cool. Next up, to handle receiving the rewards, I'm going to create a new controller on our game controller object. So I'll go add component, new script, and we'll add a rewards controller. By having the rewards separated out like this, you can have anything call this. So maybe you have a cutscene that wants to have a reward at the end, or walking up to maybe a bush and you talk to it and you find an item inside. Something that you want to go directly into your inventory and not pop out like our chest. So I'll double click on this. We're not going to want our start and update, but at the top, I'm going to make this a public static rewards controller instance. Then go brackets get semicolon private set. Now we'll do our instance pattern where we go if instance equals null, instance equals this, else destroy game object. Making this instance makes sure this script is accessible from all our other scripts. Next we'll want a public void give quest reward, where we'll pass in our quest. First we'll check if our quest, question mark to check it's not null, dot quest rewards equals null, then we'll return, as there were no quest rewards added on this quest. Then we'll go for each bar reward in quest.quest rewards, do a switch case and say reward.type, and we'll want a case for reward type dot item. So if our case is of item, we'll want to give an item reward. You can then go through adding cases for all our other types like this, but for now we'll just do our item rewards. So down below, let's write a new function for when we give an item reward. Go in public void give item reward and passing in int item ID and int amount. So up in this case, we'll call give item reward, then we can pass in the reward dot reward ID, comma, reward dot amount. And we saw how we just set those up in our scriptable object. Cool, so now in give item reward, we can go var item prefab equals find object by type, item dictionary, question mark to make sure we've found our item dictionary, dot get item prefab, and pass in our item ID. If our item prefab equals null, we'll return, as we didn't find the item to reward. Otherwise, we'll go for int I equals 0, I is less than amount, and I++. So for every item we want to reward, we'll go inventory controller dot instance dot add item and pass in our item prefab. Now this add item returns a boolean. If it's true, our item was successfully added, and if it's false, our inventory may have been full, so we couldn't add the item. So if this does return false and our inventory is full, let's drop our item. So let's go if exclamation mark inventory controller add item, then say game object drop item equals instantiate item prefab, comma, transform dot position plus vector free dot down, which will just -1 to our current transform position, then pass in quaternion dot identity, which is just the rotation of the item. We just want it to be the normal one. Then with drop item, we can go dot get component bounce effect dot start bounce. So our item does that nice little bounce when it's dropped. Now else, if our item is added, I want to show the notification pop-up of when we pick up our items. See, when we pick up our item, we get these little notifications in the bottom left of our screen. This is only done on pickup. We're not triggering on pickup as it's being added directly into our inventory. So to show the pop-up for this item, back in Unity, in our scripts folder, I'm going to go to our item script. Double click on this, and in our item script we do have the function we want already called pickup, which just shows our item being picked up in that notification. I want to rename this, but first I'm going to check where this is referenced. Up above your function you can see this one reference. You can click on this and then see this is referenced inside our player item collector. I can double click on this, and first I'm going to rename it here. So I'm going to rename this to be show pop-up. So that's on player item collector. It used to be pickup. Now I'm going to make it item.showPopup, as that's more descriptive of our function. Back on our item script, I'm going to rename this to be show pop-up. You can see this is again referenced by a player item collector, so that'll still work. So cool, we can use this in our rewards controller. Let's go back to our rewards controller script. And all we have to do to show our pop-up is go item prefab dot get component item dot show pop-up. So now we'll see our items pop up on that left notification bar. Cool, now we have this set up, we'll be able to call give quest reward in our NPC script. So let's go to our NPC script where we handle our quest completion. We can now call rewards controller dot instance dot give quest reward and pass in our quest. And guess what? That's all you need. So let's go to Unity. I'm going to go to my quest again and actually lessen the amount of rewards we get. I'll get 1 heart potion, and let's say we get 2 coins, because my notification bar doesn't handle that many items being entered there. So let's press play. Thank you for the potions, maybe I'll open a shop. And now when we close this dialog, oh, I got 1 heart potion, but I didn't get my coins. Down in the console you can see our item ID was not found in our dictionary. Good thing we got that debug log. Under my game controller, you can see on our item dictionary, we set up each of our items so they can be accessed anywhere in our game. Let's add another element to our item prefabs and drag in our coin. So cool, it was just missing in our item dictionary. Let's press play. Haha, oh, 99 is not found in the dictionary. Aha, also, we set our item ID to be 99, but ID points to order of our item dictionary, so this will always be number 3. So on our quest, we need to go back and change our item reward to be number 3 instead of 99. Cool, let's test this out. So empty quest log. Yes, I can help. Thanks, I knew you'd help. Pick up our potions. Go to our old man again. Thank you. Maybe I'll open a shop. Ready? Rewards! 2 coins and 1 heart potion. Hooray! We could take a look at them in our inventory, and here they all are. Very nice. We now get quest rewards, and we've got coins in our game. What do you do with coins? Is this a shop over here? Maybe I'll go inside this building and check if I can buy something. Huh? I can't go inside this building. A great transition, I know. In our next game, we're going to be adding entering buildings so we can transition between indoor and outdoor. How exciting! Like and subscribe so you don't miss out. And as always, if you want to catch up on your scripts, a very easy way of doing it is joining our Patreon, where you can get all our code files from the whole channel. Very cheap for everything I've ever done. Or if you don't want to put this all together, you can grab the full template on itch.io. So I'll link these both below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!